His political lifeline seems to have been given a new lease of life. Is Mike Sonko literally the cat with 9 lives, as they normally say in the proverbial way? My name is Richard Monja. Such a pleasure to have you on yet another exciting and informative edition of Siasa Brigade, talking matters governance and political personalities therein. And today, for this particular edition, it is none other than former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko. Such a pleasure to have you on board. With me is this gentleman who never ages, looking all dazzling, Herman Manyora. Great to see you, sir.
Thank you, Richard.
That shirt, though, from Ethiopia once again?
No, this is from Odanga.
Oh, Odanga.
What is it? 10,000?
10,000. Hakika 10,000 designs.
Yes.
I see. We'll definitely get a copy of the same for myself.
Correct.
Great to see you, sir. Let's begin the conversation. Today we are talking about Mike Sonko. He is the person right now causing waves all over the place. He's seated right at the center of Kenya Kwanza government. Let's begin with the thing about shifting camps. He just shifted to Kenya Kwanza weeks to the election.
Yes.
In actually healthy democracies, we've seen politicians believe in ideologies of parties and coalitions they're in. But for Mike Sonko, do you think that he's always given that soft spot in that it's not more of him believing in an ideology, but just given a reward, regardless of whatever time he shifts in there?
Is this Sonko alone? It's all these politicians. They don't have values. They don't have anything they stand for or believe in. The parties are not based on anything. They're just vehicles, and they are owned by people. So I don't see it as a Sonko problem.
Not a Sonko
Every politician does that.
But then again, this flip-flopping element therein, you've always said that loyalty is rewarded in politics therein. But you've seen him decamp from Wiper. He's been in Jubilee and all that, now in Kenya Kwanza, marked right at the center of it. Don't you think this is more of a threat rather than just saying it's a normal way for politicians to flip-flop?
But if Sonko is in a room with fellow politicians, can you fish out one who has not flip-flopped? All of them are flip-flopped. Who has not? Ruto was in Jubilee just the other day. Before that, he was in URP. Before that, he was in something called UDM. Before that, he was in Kanu, ODM. Before that, he was in Kanu. So who? Raila, Kanu, UND, all of them, they just move left, right. So I don't see it as a Sonko problem. Sonko is doing whatever each one of them is doing.
Though barely a week ago, we've seen him come boldly and say that him alongside Farouk Kibet are now the real deep state, not the ones that were regarded in the past before. You've known President Ruto to go in for people who are quite secretive to him, who will always maintain the privacy and the secrets therein. With now this bold element of Sonko bringing out explosive exposés, do you think he really fits in the card of Ruto's deep state, per se, with Farouk Kibet?
I have never heard deep states shouting that they are deep states.
What are you saying? What are you trying to say?
He may not be.
Exaggerating his own abilities?
Yeah. That's just Sonko style. Yeah. I don't think if you are that important in Ruto's government, you'll climb on top of a roof and say, here I am! I'm the one running government. People don't do that.
What about the endless meetings he has had with Ruto all over social media?
But Ruto has had many meetings with many people. It's not just Sonko. Maybe he's publicized. Maybe he publicizes them more than the rest. But I've seen Ruto meeting many other people.
This is Ruto actually meeting other people. But then there is Mike Sonko, who has actually come yesterday and said...
You know, Sonko will attract attention. More attention than the other people. So Ruto could meet 10 people in the course of the day. And the 11th person is Sonko.
Mike Sonko.
Now Sonko will attract media attention. So
and overshadow the rest.
You wouldn't know that Ruto had met 10 other people.
It is from this meeting that he has said he actually thanks the president for believing in him because he has already secured him a lucrative state appointment that is yet to be made known in the coming days. Don't you think for the electorate who are watching all this happening, with Sonko have been the center, in charge of City Hall with all the scandals therein, don't you think it kind of dirtifies Ruto's lean when it comes to appointing state officers and all those?
I don't think Ruto will do, Sonko will do to Ruto more than what other people have already done in terms of damage. The president has already invited to table people with questionable, dubious character. So
Nurdin Haji has actually said they don't have cases.
It's not a question of having cases. Matters of integrity have very little to do with cases. Integrity is, and you cannot mix integrity with the criminal issues. Those are two different things.
Come on.
Yeah.
But then why does the PSC seems to have high confidence in the people even in Ruto's list of PSS and all those officers?
But you see, these are third world countries. Don't let nobody lie to you. These are small, poor, dirty third world countries where the president is everything.
Even with appointing commissions?
So the people who did things because Uhuru told them to do them, they were not necessarily good things. So equally, there are people who are going to do lots of things that are not necessarily good, but they will do because Ruto has told them to do. This is a poor third world country.
Are you somehow trying to question the integrity of the Public Service Commission when it comes to vetting such
Which integrity?
People?
Which integrity? You wouldn't even shortlist these people. Leave alone interview them. You wouldn't even shortlist some of the people. They don't meet. Many of these people can't even shortlist them. You see the application, you throw it away.
Come on.
Yeah. Integrity is a different issue, my friend. Integrity is not about you have been to court, you have been cleared.
These are people who actually...
Pick it from Caesar's, the adage about Caesar's wife. Caesar's wife must be beyond suspicion. The word suspicion underlined.
In bold. We have seen Mike Sonko all over this time, from being the member of parliament coming on to be Nairobi governor. There is this element of the philanthropic nature in him, yes, which somehow has endeared him to the public.
Yes.
In as much as with politics, there are always different dynamics in each electoral cycle. Do you think this philanthropic element in Sonko's political life will always work for him, or it will come to a point whereby this dishing out of free rescue services and a little peanuts here and there won't work for him anymore?
Give it to Sonko. Sonko is a popular politician. If they didn't stop him by these court cases, he could still win Nairobi, he could still win Mombasa.
Come on.
And make no mistake, if you don't stand in the way of Sonko, you can win presidency. The reality.
Come on.
Sonko is a popular politician.
But so is Ndindi Nyoro and the rest of the politicians.
Pardon?
But so is Ndindi Nyoro and the rest. They're also popular candidates.
But you can be popular, but to get to the level of Sonko is not easy. Sonko is in a
would you say that's why?
Class of his own.
Would you say that's why Ruto was open to him with open hands? Come on board.
You know, when you are looking for votes, you look for people and they will help you. So looking for Sonko is not a bad idea. Yeah, but Sonko is fairly popular.
Even as we are talking about this philanthropic element in him, we've seen while in charge of Nairobi County government, on the flip side, there are conversations of money laundering, the city hall being under the shackles of the cartels. They are in misappropriation of the county council funds. That's why you have many pending bills in Nairobi County government. If it comes 2027 and he say, now let me go and try my hand in Mombasa governorship, like what he wanted to do just recently, do you think the electorate will still give a blind eye to those accusations that he faced in Nairobi County?
Why, you know how they received him in Mombasa? He was going to sweep it.
There were accusations that was just hired crowd to drive political capital.
Which crowd? Sonko is popular. And the people of this country don't care where you got the money from. So they don't care.
Moving on swiftly, sir, we've seen he is from the Kamba region. Therein you have Kalonzo Musyoka, we have firebrands like Alfred Mutua, who is right now at the center of Ruto's administration. We still have people like Mutula Kilonzo Jr. And now there is Mike Sonko. With regards to looking at who is the Kamba kingpin and what that could portend in 2027 politics, for Mike Sonko, do you say in that list of those four politicians that I've mentioned, do you think he comes top three, or is still now the fourth person and the very last in that hierarchy?
You know, Sonko has not tried to fit himself within the Kamba politics. He plays outside the Kamba domain. So first as a Nairobi politician, and increasingly just before he got into problem, as a national politician. He has not squeezed himself within the Kamba kingdom, if you wish.
Now, do you think that will curtail his presidential bid, that you say at some point, should he want to be a president?
You see now, I'm not saying he wants to be president, and I'm not saying he'll be allowed to be president, and neither am I saying he'll be president. But I'm saying, if he were to want to be president, or to go for higher offices like those, then typical of Kenyan politics, you must start with a base. And if Sonko was offering himself as a serious candidate, the Kambas would naturally back him. But for now, the Kamba kingpin is Kalonzo Musyoka.
Kalonzo Musyoka.
Yeah.
Sonko is not close to that. Undisputed.
Undisputed.
For quite a while, it will actually still be him?
Yeah. It will take time to unseat him.
All right.
After 2027, depending on how 2027 goes, then people can begin angling for Kambani leadership. But for now, forget about it. It's Kalonzo Musyoka.
We have seen politics in Kenya literally drives different propaganda and confidence among the electorate. Therein, we've seen Sonko come with explosive exposés that actually touch on critical sectors of governance, such as the independence of the judiciary. You saw his exposés on Judge Chitembwe and a number of others, accusing other state officers of graft, etc. Do you think that in as much as he's trying to play the popular card in here, that there are grounds Sonko should never touch unless he's so sure of such, exposing people like judges who the court has released on grounds that they are not actually criminal affiliated? Don't you think that's a dangerous card that he should?
No, well, it's not very good manners to tap your colleagues and record people. It's not good manners. You can start there. But since he has done it, sometimes people have liked it. Because if you clear somebody, but Sonko is able to show us, look here, the people they are saying are clean. I have this on them. So people also like it. So it's a question of balancing.
In as much as it's a
But
question.
for Sonko, it is not a very good thing for people to associate you with recording them. People can fear you.
Absolutely.
Even now, I'm sure Ruto will be very careful when interacting with Sonko. Certainly. He will not be as free with Sonko as he would be free with other people.
Was he free with him when
Farouk will
Jubilee-
whisper to him, please. Chunga imutui.
He is my fellow dipset, but let's check,
Chunga imutui. Nobody can be free with Sonko now.
including Herman Manyora.
Me, I'm a small man. I mean, Sonko, we just meet and talk. There's nothing he can record from me. What have I done?
He might come and ask for a presidential, to be a running mate in 2027. Should you launch your bid? Can you consider him?
My running mate will be a woman, so Sonko is not a woman.
Oh, Martha Karua, you mean?
Just a woman, I'll look for a good woman.
I got you there.
Yes.
All right, that takes us to the wrap of our conversation today on Siasa Brigade, touching matters the future, political future of none other than former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko, and what it means for him right now to be seated right at the right-hand side of President William Ruto, and whether this will actually yield the much-needed fruits in the political arena that he so desires. Until next time, on Siasa Brigade, my name is Richard Mwenje. Such a pleasure to always have you on board. Until next time, God bless.